You guys have kept a pretty even keel all year. Today, going into Game 6, what's the mindset for you guys?
Same thing. Go out there and try and win a ball game. I mean, obviously we know it's at stake and we have an opportunity to win a World Series, but nothing changes. We gotta go out there and we gotta compete and try and win a game.
We'll stay there with David.
Hey, Bo, you were one of the few players on this team who was around when Kevin arrived. Just looking back to that time, what did his signing mean for the organization back then?
Yeah, huge. I think he was him and Jose. I think were like the kind of first big acquisitions we got. Talk about even keel. He's a huge part of the clubhouse being the way it is and not riding the ups and downs. And so we're definitely blessed to have him.
Go to the second row up front, Bradford.
Bo, when your hitting coach and your manager have been asked about how the offense has changed from last year to this year, given the success you've had, they always like to use this comparison to like a golf bag, having different clubs for different situations, different pitchers. Sounds simple, very hard to implement. To your mind, how accurate is that comparison, and how do you think the offense has evolved since last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think first off, we have a ton of talent who, myself in particular, who didn't perform to our capabilities last year, so that plays a part. But yeah, I mean, I think we train to be able to do anything in the batter's box. It's not perfect all the time, but we train to be able to move a runner over, get a big hit when we need to, get the ball in the air, hit with 2 strikes, whatever the situation may call for. So, I don't think this is by accident. We've worked really hard for it.
And how has it been working with your Dave Popkin in his first year on that job?
Yeah, he's been awesome. I mean, I know he gets praise, but he probably doesn't get enough. The energy he brings every day is second to none. I've never experienced that from a coach. The passion, and obviously when you have that type of passion, you tend to really learn about your craft and learn what it takes, and he's helped all of us for sure.
Go to Alden and Steve in the second row.
Hey, Bo, knowing Vladdy for as long as you have, how have you seen him evolve as a leader for this team this season, and I guess particularly in these playoffs?
I mean, I think he's always had great leadership qualities. The effort he plays with, the work he puts in, all of that. I think the biggest thing is just growth in his life. He's older, more mature, but I think it takes someone who desires to get better as a leader to make those growths, and he definitely has.
Go to Steve.
When you walk in here today, is there any thought in your mind that this might be the last time you put on a Blue Jays uniform or put on that cap or that kind of thing?
I'm trying to win a World Series, so I'd be lying if I hadn't thought about that at some point during the season, but I got a World Series to win.
Go to Mike in the second row on your left, and then Pete.
Just how happy are you with your decision to come back and play here?
I don't know if it was a decision. I think I just got to a point where I was healthy enough to do it, and I'm super grateful that everybody believed in me to be able to come out here and produce, and I'm just enjoying every minute of it.
And as you head to free agency, what are your thoughts about Toronto and your memories here? Obviously, could be a great one written in the next day or two here, but just to this point.
Yeah, it's been an incredible journey. I've obviously grown up here in so many different ways. It's the only organization I know, but I'm not really looking at the past. I got some pretty important stuff ahead of me right now.
Standing against the left wall, Gregor.
Bo, you've obviously been waiting for a moment like this for a very long time. Players of your caliber wait for free agency for a long time, too. Just wondering how you kind of grappled with those two things of knowing that you were trying to get back for this World Series, but knowing that there potentially could be a risk that if you came back a little bit early, that it might kind of set you back for the offseason.
Yeah, it's the World Series, so none of that stuff really matters, to be honest. I'll put it all out there for this, so there was no tough decisions in it.
Was there anybody in your life, like coaches, family, agent, who was trying to like tell you to slow down a little bit and think about the off season, or were you? And if so, kind of what would you tell them when they would say that?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of people telling me to take care of myself for sure, and I mean, even I had that mindset a little bit, but I mean, to have an opportunity to play in this series is, I mean, this is a no-brainer.
The fourth row straight ahead, Pete.
Bo, as somebody who came from a baseball family, what does this mean to you to have the opportunity to win a World Series?
It's incredible. I mean, you know, everybody tells you, especially my dad, never had an opportunity to play in a World Series. So, I mean, your whole career, everybody's telling you don't take winning for granted, but you have to learn that for yourself. And, you know, there's been a lot of times where I thought we would win, and we didn't. So to be here and to learn from past seasons is special to be here. It's something I'll never take for granted. And also I will look around the clubhouse and see what we did right, and I'll learn as much as I can from what this group does on the field, off the field, and see if, you know, we can do it again.
Stay right there with Gabe.
Bo, what's it been like to watch George prepare so hard to try to get back? And then what will it mean for you guys to have him in the lineup tonight trying to win this thing?
Yeah, I mean, he means so much to us. The experience in these moments, what he's already done for this team during the playoffs has been just so big for us. And, yeah, I think having him in the lineup probably calms us all down a little bit.
Back right corner.
Just wondering what Don Mattingly has brought to this group and what he's meant to this group.
Yeah, I love Donnie. He obviously brings a ton of knowledge, experience, a drive to win. I mean, I think this means as much to him as anybody in that clubhouse, being in this moment, having an opportunity to win a World Series. And then, I mean, when you talk about calm, he's about as calm as it gets, and I think that rubs off on everybody. So he has had a huge impact.
The left center aisle in the back, Jamie.
Bo, in Canada alone, they're anticipating an audience that could push 10 million people tonight. Have you ever pondered the impact that you've had on so many people?
No, honestly, but I'm hoping that we can win one more game and we can kind of take a step back and see it. But yeah, I mean, the numbers this World Series is doing, not only in Canada but everywhere, is unbelievable. I even had to kind of take a step back and be like, dang, this is pretty cool.
Up front, your left, Bo, Ron.
What have you learned from having Max around all year, and what has been his impact on the team and the culture in the clubhouse?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's been great in the playoffs so far on the field, but he's brought a ton. I think we've all learned a lot from him. I think he's had a huge part in, you know, bringing us together. Obviously he's the oldest guy in there, but he brings everybody together, always trying to have fun, get camaraderie, all of that. I think he's shown a lot of us what being a team is.
And on your knee, is any work needed to be done on it in the off season, or will it heal by itself?
It'll heal by itself.
Second row front, Jeff.
When you saw George in the Seattle series get hit in the knee, and Nate in game one fell off the knee, and Ernie's playing banged up, did that kind of give you an extra motivation? I got to get out there even if I'm not 100%?
That was always the expectation for myself.
Third row, your left, Bo.
Bo, how do you prepare to face a pitcher like Yamamoto, who had so much success in Game 2?
Yeah, great pitcher. He seems to, I mean, he has a ton of weapons. Seems to have trust in all of them. He seems to be able to kind of do what he wants with all of them. So, I mean, we got our hands full. I think we'll kind of just have the same approach we've always had, is meet the moment. So if that means getting run over, getting a runner in, being patient, being aggressive, whatever that means, we'll try to make those adjustments during the game.
Did you notice a difference because you faced him late in Game 2 versus trying to get at him early?
Did I notice a difference, like, in my at-bat?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw two pitches and they were both the same, so I wouldn't say I had much of a day against him.
We'll go to the back with Shy.
Hey, Bo. How would you compare your process of execution these few games of World Series to maybe your previous experiences in the postseason?
For me individually?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not sure how much different. I think I have a lot more experience in my career, so I think I have the ability to slow the game down when needed. But in terms of preparing, in terms of, what I'm trying to do out there, I don't think much different.
Do you feel different in any way because of that experience?
Yeah, but I think I feel different probably because I haven't played in 2 months, but yeah.
Fair.
A bit further to your left.
Hi, Bob. You just mentioned you just saw 2 pitches against Yamamoto in Game 2. Do you believe that plays in your favor? How you take that for today?
No, I don't think it probably has anything to do with today.
Other questions for Bo? Standing on your left.
Hey, Bo.
We'll just get you the microphone. Sorry.
Okay. Hey, Bo. So I'm Richard Trapansky. I'm here from Billboard Canada. I just want to know, if you win tonight, what is going to be your victory song that you're listening to?
I don't know. That's not something I've thought about. I'm a huge Bieber fan, so to see him in LA was cool. So maybe we'll rock some JB.
Hey. Of all the starting pitchers on your World Series roster, Kevin's been here the longest. How nice is it for him to have this opportunity to potentially close it out today?
Yeah, kind of fitting. Kev's been, since he's gotten here, he's kind of been our guy. Pitched in big games in years past, and this season, this postseason, you know what you're going to get. He's got a good way about him. He's about as cool and calm as you can find, kind of getting ready for a start. So it's nice. It's nice that I line up this way.
And when you contrast this year to last year, what's been the biggest difference with Gausman?
Oh man, I think his delivery has been consistent. I think he had a normal spring training. His stuff has held. And, I think that just all that goes back to his delivery being kind of on point throughout the year. Really, second half and postseason, it's been exactly where he wants it to be. And when he's got his good life to his heater, he's usually pretty good. And that's been really consistent all year.
We'll stay there with Ben.
Hey, John.
Hey.
Seeing George back atop the lineup, what went into him being back in there for you?
He was pretty close in Game 5. I think having the extra day and a half helped. I think kind of just the feedback we got from him in the last couple of days helped, and watching him swing. So maybe a different story if, this season has the potential to just be 2 games. If it had the potential to be another 2 weeks, maybe a little bit different. But he's ready to go.
We'll stay there with Mitch.
John, I'm just wondering if you can remember what you were doing last year on Halloween.
Sitting at my neighbor's driveway, drinking a beer and giving out candy. So this is way, way better.
No costume?
No, I think Halloween's a made-up holiday anyway. I don't dress up. It's kind of like my least favorite holiday of the year. So if it's a chance to hang out in the neighborhood and have a couple cold ones and laugh at some costumes, I'm all for it. But I like this costume a lot better.
Right up front, Gregor.
John, Bo's obviously done everything he can to get back to this point, and he obviously has an important offseason for his career coming up. I'm just wondering what you think it says about his character that he fought so hard to get back, even though there's always the risk that could have set him back for something this offseason.
Yeah, man. I think that he kind of he gets overshadowed a little bit. Bo's been so good for us this year and his entire time here, really, and I'm happy for him to be on this stage. He did not. It was hard for him mentally and physically for a couple of weeks, kind of down towards the end of the year, into the first couple rounds. I think his mental toughness really came through, and he's been such a he's grown up a lot this year. You know what I mean, in terms of what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, who he wants to be in the clubhouse. So I'm just thrilled for him that he was able to get back and, you know, to be kind of on this stage and contributing the way he is.
The second row, Jeff, if we can get you the mic.
Yamamoto in game 2 is outstanding. What can you take from that game into tonight?
You know, I think that we've done a good job of adjusting against good pitchers when we see them again. He's tough, man. You know, I said it after game 2. It felt like he was almost like 3 different pitchers in the first, middle, and last part of that game. I think you have to watch how he's deploying, you know, and see what his stuff is like, right? You know, every game is different for every starter based on their stuff and their location. So any mistakes that he does make, you have to be ready for him. And if he's throwing strikes, I think you got to try to force some action too and try to take advantage of the way we make contact. And we'll kind of see how the game starts. Hopefully we can stay on him early and not let him settle in like he did last time. I think our best chance to score was in the first inning last time against him. But I think that we have a good game plan going in. Again, you're talking about the best of the best when you get to this stage when you're facing pitching. So he's a tough matchup. But I think we have a good game plan going in.
After game 5, when you hit 2 home runs in the first 3 pitches, post game, Blake Snell thought the Blue Jays were lucky. Do you share that opinion?
No.
We'll go to Mike in the 5th row in the left center.
I will say I think he's a great pitcher. You know what I mean? Like I said this yesterday. I don't want to like wash over that. No, I thought we took good swings early on his fastball. And I think we led the league in batting average this year.
Go to Mike in the back.
Hello, John.
Hey, Mike.
Talking to a few of your players, there's sort of been an odd continuum of how they're feeling right now. Like Bo says he's felt emotions that he's never felt before in his life, and a lot of people have said playing in the World Series is living up to what they thought. But a few guys have said they don't feel like it's the World Series, and they've used the word surreal, and they can't believe it. Where do you sit on that spectrum? Is this like World Series living up to what you thought it was going to be? Can't quite believe this is what's going on?
Yeah, I'm trying to just take in the stuff that comes with the World Series, and every game's a little bit different. I think when the game starts, it gets back to some normalcy. In real time, you don't think about the things that are going to be said or written or remembered, when you're kind of in it. But this is the only place you this is why you sign up to do this, right? As a player, manager, so you have to enjoy it, but there always comes a time, a game or, a game 6 or a game whatever. It's you got to take a step back and appreciate it, but I think the more normal you can make it, the easier it is to go play. But I have found that kind of operating in real time, even if it was game 3, 18 innings, you don't really think about the magnitude of anything historical or, things like that in the moment. You're just trying to do what you do. But I'm trying to take it in as well.
And as far as Max goes, when we were in LA, Chris was up there saying that he wanted Max on this team because he thought you guys needed someone like him, not necessarily on the mound, someone who is going to question everything, who is going to, ask management, front office about every possible everything and really be a bug in your ear. How is that translated, and how much how much do you think that has helped?
Quite a bit, Again, it's not like one person coming in and changing anything. I think that we kind of did that collectively after last year. But Max, he's great because he's not afraid to question base running, question defense, question offense. He still thinks he's our best base runner on the team from his days with the Nationals. So he's not afraid to push the envelope. He's not afraid to be curious. He's not afraid to share things that he's been through that maybe I haven't been through. I already had my 20-minute sit down with him today, and he's been great. I think when you've been through things like this that not many people have, you can really offer some good advice and feedback. And I think that he's helped not just pitchers, but he's helped our players kind of have an edge about him throughout the entire year, even when he wasn't pitching, which says a lot about his character. So he's been great for us, more than just on the mound.
4th row on your left, Jason.
Hey, John. A year ago, their team won the World Series, and your team was coming off a last-place finish. Now you're up 3 games to 2 in the World Series. A year ago, did you think this was possible? And if you did, was part of it that baseball is amazing sometimes?
Yeah, I always have that positive outlook, you know what I mean? Sometimes to the point of like frustration to myself really, or people around me. I think you always have to say, yeah, that could be, you know, the possibility. And baseball is great. It really is. Like, it's crazy to think about regular season games that affected where we are, and every postseason game that has a twist and a turn. Like, you never know. You know what I mean? Like, you never know who's going to do what, or, you know, I hate, like, you know, matchups and predictions. You got to go play. You know what I mean? And I think that we've done a good job of understanding that as a team. So I guess to answer your question, yes, I thought it was a possibility, even when I was giving out candy 365 days ago. But yeah, man, it just makes you appreciate the game so much, and that, you know, timing is a part of it. Who's playing well when? I just love how in it and engaged all the guys are right now.
Tyler, stay there.
John, besides just having an optimistic nature like that, what was it about last year that you thought maybe that's an outlier and that's not who the real Blue Jays are, that you didn't need to like make wholesale changes, that the front office didn't need to make wholesale changes to the roster? What fueled that belief, like realistically, that you could bounce back the way you did?
What's up, Miggy? I think just trusting people is kind of what it came down to. You know what I mean? I think that, you know, last year there was some stuff that happened that we weren't expecting. You know, whether it was health, luck, performance, you know, things like that. I think being kind of convicted in what you do and how you do it, and then being able to take a step back and say we need to make some changes. You know, whether it's myself, Ross, players, coaches. You know, I think that, again, that started like in September when we were still playing. You know, trying to like do it while guys were still here, as opposed to the off season. So I think just trusting people, and, you know, for as positive as I am, I think Ross is the same way. You know, it would be easy to kind of knee-jerk react to last year. I don't think he did. I don't think I did. I don't think we did. And I'm thankful for that. You know, and you trust people, and you trust that what you're preparing for is right. Players have to go do it, and they've answered the bell. I just really, you know, when this spring training started, I tried to just really be myself. Again, not that I wasn't, but this job is hard. You know what I mean? And it takes reps, and it takes messing some things up, and having some success. You know, but I think going into it, like, truly authentically saying, hey man, this is what we're doing, this is what we believe, and you guys got to trust me. I think that has helped. I think kind of like communicating that to the guys has helped. Never really felt more aligned with a whole organization, front office, coaches, and players than I have this year. So I just try to be consistent with that, and I think, you know, it kind of rubs off to the staff and the group too.
I'll do 2 last quick ones. Third row straight ahead.
Hi, John. Hi, John. Alejandro Kirk has been playing great the whole series, but are you aware what he did for the country of Mexico?
Recently? No, I'm not.
He's the first ever Mexican-born player to hit a home run in the World Series.
Oh, Kirky. He's got 3, doesn't he? Kirky, man, he's like one of my favorite people ever. You know what I mean? He's just so lovable, so likable, so consistent. I know he takes a lot of pride in that. You know, and he's really close with his family and people back home. Couldn't happen to a better guy, to be honest with you. You know, I've been so proud of his growth this year. Just kind of an unassuming guy that continues to deliver on the biggest stage.
We'll finish up quickly in the back, straight ahead.
John, I remember in spring training when we spoke, and you talked about, you know, David coming in and Lou helping out, and it seems like on the field it's been different offensively for the team. How much credit do you give those 2 guys, and how have they transformed the way you guys want to play offensively this year?
Yeah, I think it was something, again, going back to your question, I think it's, you know, I think we had the people here, right? And I think that we just had to tweak kind of the way we prepared or the way we communicated certain things to players. They've been I give them a ton of credit, and Hunter Mentz too. You know what I mean? Hunter had been here for a couple of years, so to kind of evolve a little bit with a new hitting group, you know, is hard to do, and he's been instrumental just like they have. But their energy, their positivity, their content, their work ethic, I think, has just been really, really clear from day one. And I'm talking day one, like when I hired those guys. Like they started flying the guys and talking to them, and they were prepared to give them feedback, you know. So it was cool that the timing of it was what it was. You know, I think that the guys that have been here, George, Bo, Vlad, Kirky, Varsh, they were ready for a little bit more. And Pop and Lou and Hunter were able to offer that for them.